Party people in the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. We're James Games. Stimpinski in the house. Your message, once again, too early to show up on the screen by the time I came here. But I see it. Hey, buddy. Anyone else who's here or not or watching this later? Happy Saturday. I guess if you're watching this later, it might not be Saturday. But whatever day it is, I hope it's going well for you. Here we are, starting significantly later than planned because, well, some stuff happened. Nothing terrible. But it did wind up with me having to go for a drive I wasn't planning on. And then there's some football, association football, soccer, as we call it, when we're not big association football fans in North America. And there's a game. I'm not sure if it's the male. I think it's the male team. We got a male football club and a female football club now in our town. But at any rate, point being, a lot of traffic getting back from dropping Danielle's grandmother home. Anyway, here we are. It's a Saturday. I'm not in the place to get into this in great detail. It's kind of a sad Saturday. I had not even remembered this precisely until Google Photos unthinkingly reminded me. You want to take a look back at June 14th, 2024, the day that Astra, my beloved cat, passed away. So, of course, the photo and video from that day are Astra in her oxygen chamber on her last day. So that was a sad reminder, and Astra's sister we just lost last week. So it's been a time. But there are happy things, too. It's Father's Day weekend, and so hello, Cedric. I've never seen JCVD, which seems like an oversight because I bet I would love it based on everything I've heard of it. But for me, whenever I think of Jean-Claude Van Damme, my mind immediately goes to Hard Target, one of John Woo's early American films that totally messed me up when I was a kid. Because it's like the bad guys in that movie are doing the most dangerous game gimmick. They're like hunting humans for sport. And so there's to establish how evil they are, there's a scene where they're hunting this like homeless man for sport, and he's like running around begging people to help him, and nobody helps him, and they just gun him down the street. I wasn't ready for that when I was a kid. I tuned into that movie on more for the action than for the chilling setup of the villains. Anyway, yeah, it was Father's Day. So just like on Mother's Day, we took my mother. Yes. I was playing some Into the Breach. I finally unlocked all of the squadrons from the extended. They did exactly one update to Into the Breach, but it was huge and put a lot of stuff in. And while Abra was declining, I don't think the psychological mechanism here is too complicated. I decided I wanted to play more Baba Is You because I wanted to exist in a world where there are clear logical rules that you have control of so that you can solve your problems. And it's been going great. We're not playing Baba Is You today, but check me out. In the main game, I have 220 puzzles completed. I started a whole new save. My old save, which I spent much more time on than this one, is at like 198. So I've surpassed myself. I've solved a bunch of puzzles that I was stuck on. There's one puzzle I know I've solved that I can't get yet. This one, I just can't figure it out. Remarkable game. I've just been having a great time going back to it. It's been just what I needed. But today we're playing Suikoden. I also, in the new adventures, I also now have more puzzles solved than I did in the original new adventures. I think, to me, Baba Is You is one of the great achievements of the art form of video games. It's just, I don't think there's a single thing I would change about it. Except maybe if I could inspire Hempuli, the developer, to make another level pack. I really ought to dig into, kind of seems like in the coming month, I'm going to run out of puzzles in the original game and expansion. At which point, maybe it's time for me to start looking at community creations. But, yeah. So, yeah, we took my dad to drag brunch today, along with Danielle's grandmother, because when we bought the tickets, I can imagine. Like, I think it must be very, very similar to what I imagine a lot of people find it like to say, like, watch me play Lolo. If they know the solutions to the puzzles, like, it's got to be just torture. Okay, I am not hearing this, so hold on. Let me see if I can change that. Yes, I can. Perfect. But oh my goodness, yeah. I often do the exact same thing multiple times in a row, but I'm never complaining that it doesn't work. It's more like sometimes my approach to a puzzle is about breaking it down logically and like thinking through what is the last step going to be? And like, how can I work back from there? What is my first step going to be? What are my options? Where am I constrained? And sometimes my approach to a puzzle is more like jazz. And so like I'll keep restarting and like doing the same thing, just like maybe I'll suddenly feel inspired or I'll suddenly see where the flaw is. But it's a whole other thing when you're doing that and then being like, oh, this is bullshit. Should have worked that time. Like if it's not working, it's not working. Like it's hardly a game you can accuse of game cheats. Like it's about rules and manipulating those rules. And the rules are they're not clearly communicated, but like they're clearly structured. It's your job to to communicate them to yourself. There are games. Hail British. Happy Saturday. Okay. This is the save. We're 11 hours, 45 minutes in to the game. I don't remember at all what's happening. Took last weekend off, but it's okay. I've been using the dialogue log to pin the most recent instructions. Oh, good. We haven't even left the fort. So yeah, I took my dad to drag brunch, and so that was great. Gotta get both my parents. When my mom came, like, she was like, okay, I'll go, but like, you know. There have been a few puzzles where it just like drives me insane that I'm like, I don't understand why this won't work. But the answer is always just that you're not thinking about, like you're missing something. Just gotta look harder. When my mom went, she had a great time, but she was kind of skeptical going in. My dad, like his favorite movie is Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's a big Bette Midler fan. There was no mystery to me that my dad was gonna have a great time. But he did. Yeah, that was one thing that I had to kind of beat into my own brain in my first playthrough, was just like, sometimes what you should be doing is not even trying to solve the puzzle. It should be saying, like, is it possible to take these rules and cause this thing to happen? Because if you isolate that from the rest of the puzzle, and so you're not worried about like, I gotta preserve all these pieces of text so I can't put them in this water, and you're just thinking about, can I get this thing to happen? Then you might like find the thing, and then when you know it works, now you can go and be like, okay, how is it feasible here? Fucking amazing game. I love Baba's You so much. Perhaps it's overdetermined that I would love Baba's You as a person who loves logic puzzles and is a huge fan of the Lolo games. Okay, so I have, maybe this was a thing? Southeast of Kuin. We should find it along the eastern edge of the forest. No, I think we did whatever that is. I read a couple of reviews of Baba Is You recently that were negative at the time. That were just like total dumbass, like one saying like, you can't like carry the things you figured out forward because all of a sudden belts, you know, like a key all of a sudden doesn't open doors anymore. And it's like you've missed the like fundamental point of the game. When we were at Drag Brunch, I still have these fucking nails on because we did I did the drag gimmick on Friday Night Frosthaven last night. First of all, I mean, they do look cool. They don't fit my personal aesthetic, but they do look cool. And then also just like, you know, they do cost money. So like, and I knew I was going to Drag Brunch today. So I was like, might as well at least get 2 things out of them, and then I'll probably take them off tonight. Yeah, that is often what you got to do. Is just be like, okay, hold on. It's just sometimes that's tricking you. Because sometimes the solution to a Baba puzzle is like, actually, you could break that up. Somehow. That's how I eventually solved, there's a puzzle called Haunted Spa that I solved for the first time yesterday or the day before. And it just basically turned out that what I had been trying to do was actually the solution to the variant that you unlock when you solve Haunted Spa, but it didn't work for Haunted Spa. And then at some point I was just like, you know what? I think I could just break up this one rule that is locked to a horizontal wall above it, but not on either side. But why would I want to do that? And then it turned out, yes, that is the solution, is to eventually, at a key moment, break a rule that looks like it can't be broken. Okay, let me finish this thought, and then let's actually play this game with what limited time I have today. Which is, so go to the Drag Brunch. I still have these freaking nails on. And certainly my most queer-coded regular guy look of Lauren's jean jacket and maroon pants and this shirt. And yeah, so anyway, so we're there, and the hosts of these drag brunches almost always, when they're like warming up the crowd, will be like, are there any out-of-towners? Are there like, do we have queer people in the house? And of course, go figure, at the gay bar doing the drag brunch, there are usually some queer people. And then usually they'll be like, any straight men? And when the host said that, I was like, I should raise my hand because I'm a straight man. But I felt there was a real risk. I was going to put my hand up with these nails and dress like this, and then, you know, get called out by the host and ridiculed. You know, come on, like, are you serious? But it turned out okay. Because the host did exactly that, but to a different straight man. Alright, I'm not going to read Varkus's line right now, because my voice is already kind of rough today. So when are you planning on paying up? I don't think that's quite the voice I was doing for Camille, but that's okay. Alright. So, oh god. I recall now that I left a lot of inventory management for my future self last week, didn't I? Inventory management, gotta put together a party, gotta figure out what the hell is going on. Hey, heard any interesting gossip? This place is way too cramped to get any work done. But he'll do upgrades and stuff. We do have a lot of money, so we probably do want to do some upgrades. We've got a fine collection of tools here. Oh, they're both just blacksmiths. Well, I mean, that's what they are, but I suppose I should have seen it coming. And we have a sauna, which I guess you can decorate the sauna eventually. Yeah. Fair point, Cedric. What's up? Want to take a bath? Trust me, you'll feel refreshed. Alright, so here's our quartermaster. Hey there, did you need something from my vault? And what sort of things do I need to do? Wait, can I deposit from other members? No, of course not. I mean, stripping, I suppose, is depositing from other members. With the unfortunate... I know there was one character who I want to get one thing from, but I don't necessarily want to strip them. But who? Was it Kyrgyz? The Sunbeam Orb? Oh, I bet it's Kuromimi. Kuromimi has a lightning rune piece, which I'd like to add to the hero's bow staff. Taiho has something. Okay, I guess to start, I'm just going to add Taiho and Kuromimi to the party so I can get their stuff from them in a less messy way. I only just updated the schedule before getting started here, but blueprints in the morning tomorrow. Because, yes, Matthew, I would. I would like to add Taiho and Kuromimi to the party for the moment. And of course, we're overloaded. What are old books? Old books are items for the library. Do we have a library yet? I don't know. Killer Orb seems like something I definitely want to give to someone I'm going to have in my party. What's the Gale Orb? Doubles your speed. Okay. Well, of course, everybody in the current party, even after adding these two people, is fully loaded. So let's go to the blacksmiths, because the lightning rune piece can become not a slot occupier. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I went up instead of down. It felt good yesterday to be... I had been maintaining since my birthday in March, doing one drag stream every 2 weeks, and that fell apart with Abra's decline and passing. And something. So it felt good to get back to it. Yeah, the Tall Man's an iconic villain, but not an iconic name. Hey, I want to give Kyrgyz something in return for the ring. What do you think he'd like? Commander James, I will continue to fight for the lost village of elves and for all the people of this land. Horrifying genocide committed against the elves. Jays, this castle's too small for me to stretch my legs. It's not a political stream, like both in the general sense that nobody comes here to hear my political views, and in the specific sense that I didn't put the tag on it. But I do want to briefly say to our American friends, both those of you who are here and those of you who can't hear my voice, but it's a message for all of you. Solidarity on this turbulent weekend. Yeah. A republic if you can keep it. Okay. What else was in my brain here? I should go to the vault and deposit some things. We'll get at least some adventuring in, but I suppose at the very least it'll be good just to have cleared this part out. Okay. Is there anything I could deposit? Yes, this old book. Until such time as there's a library, might just as well deposit that. And Doesn't really make sense, but as you can see, a chest plate is vastly inferior armor to leather armor. So I guess we can drop that. Then we've got a couple spots. We can take the wacky, or not wacky, but the unidentified ornament from Taiho. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be worth more money than it costs to get identified. I was never a headphones person, and so like my first serious pair of headphones as an adult were Bluetooth headphones that I just got like for streaming, so a few years ago. Friggin' love them. Bluetooth in general, it's just one of those, you know, there's a lot of subpar developments in the tech industry. Nice. In addition to like these ones that I deliberately sought out for streaming purposes, I wound up with. I would like to switch party members, Mathieu. I wound up with a pair of Galaxy Buds, just because they happened to be doing a deal the second last time I had to get a new phone. They were doing a deal where just signing up for this new phone and this plan or whatever, and so you can have these $200 Galaxy Buds or whatever for like $20. I was like, fine. And they're really good too. I found them, those in particular, the most useful just for Friday Night Frosty, actually. When I'm doing Jamie specifically, because it's difficult to put these on with the big goofy wig, and also difficult to do the voice. Hard enough, because again, I love doing it, but I'm not a voice actor. Yo. Commander James, may I offer you a glass of wine? Would you like to switch party members? Yeah, sure thing, Sanchez. Because, I mean, we should add members to a party. So who am I going to bring, though? I do feel like I should... I like to mix it up, but it also feels like there are some who are like my core. Also, I wound up feeling like maybe I should... No, the counter rune is fine for Gremio, I guess. There was something I wanted to do with runes that I cannot remember right now. Let's do Cleo, and then let's... okay. So, one short ranger. I guess I could do 2 short rangers if I just want to stick the hero in the back. Valeria is the gimmick character who's just like absurdly powerful. Why not? I do like this stallion guy. And of course, as an elf, he's the long ranger. Let's bring him. Let's give him a try. Let's give him a trial. Party is full. Is it? Did I just add 2 people without thinking? What's going on that my party is full? Oh no, I'm just bad at counting. It's because I wasn't thinking about the fact that Victor was already in there. Okay. Then, Valeria must come to the front row. This is a good layout, I think. And then, since I've never used Stallion before, I want to equip him with things. And I guess the quickest way to do that is to strip some people who I'm not bringing. And then we can go and spend some money on upgrades and stuff. And then we'll get out of here and adventure. Okay. Who's... It says other members, but the other member list is all of them, so that I'm seeing the... party members and being like, oh, they got good stuff. I should strip them. No, don't do that. I guess I'll do Kuromimi after all that shuffling around to avoid stripping him. Because the leather armor is absurdly good armor. And then let's withdraw. I don't fully, I can't relate to the reference. I've seen some Mass Effect 1, but not enough, I don't think, to have established negative views of the system. But I can believe it. And like, yeah, this is not a good inventory management system. There are things you could say that are good about this game, for sure. But none of them have anything to do with the inventory management. Would any of the characters benefit from a shield? Valeria, of course. Well, okay, I should get okay, I will take the iron shield for, like, Stallion will hold it for now. And then, does Valeria have anything worth depositing? That seems like an item to hang on to. I guess this half armor. Because here's a quick way to find out if anyone in the current party can do the half armor. No. Yeah. Like, it cries out for some things that certainly already existed in other famous Japanese RPGs of the roughly same period. Like, even just an optimum. I often ignore optimum, the optimum option in Final Fantasy VI, just because a significant part of the fun is, you know, doing stuff for yourself. But especially when you're in a hurry, or when you're just dealing with, like, not like a special, like, bunch of gear, but just generic gear. Be nice to have. Be nice if the game had, you know, buy new armor, equip it immediately. Would you like to sell your old armor? Although, that's problematic in this game simply because so often you're not going to want to sell the old stuff because there's so many goddamn characters, and who knows when you're going to get someone else in the party who has nothing equipped. Okay, deposit that, and then look at the rune situation for this party. Obviously, I'm using the Soul Eater. The clone rune is good, but I wanted to give Victor the killer rune. Increases critical hit rate. Because like, it's good to have double damage, but like, double damage with the specific. What does Stallions do? 4 times speed in combat, world map speed up, always succeed at fleeing. Yeah, that all makes sense. This fast guy stuff. Have we found someone yet who is the orb person? I don't believe we have. Let's see. No, up here, nobody. Well, let's go all the way up. I will say that I got a lot of compliments on the nails at the drag brunch. Woohoo! Wonder when supper will be ready. Yeah, that was nice. Even if, like I said, I personally, like, not because I'm embarrassed or ashamed or anything like that, but I do feel kind of silly. Just because it's not really my look, you know? But what can you do? What can you do? It's just a fact of life that sometimes you have to get into full drag to stream a board game with your friends on Friday night. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. think I need to buy items. I mean, perhaps I'm supposed to go back to the blacksmiths, upgrade some weapons, which we'll do before we leave. But hold on. My Uncle Jeppo is so stingy, he won't teach me anything. Commander James, are you here to see a Master Lebant? Seeing his happy face reminds me of when we were young. Hey, Lebant. Commander James, I'm glad I joined the Liberation Army. Together, we'll defeat the Empire. That's the plan. Okay. Blacksmiths, and then... I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Nice thing is that even if I'm completely lost on what to do next, I will at least... Alright, yes. Cleo. Let's upgrade you. It's the Flying Moon Dagger now. I'll bring it all the way up. At least have parity, if it's affordable. Get everyone up to level 5 in the current party. Then we can think about maybe going beyond that. But you want to have some cash on hand. Oh, and the Bow of Shiva is already better than that. And you know what? Valeria's too expensive. And she's better than all of us already. But let's, why not? Seems like, I mean, obviously, always going to have James. Unless there's a period, like, you know, like Chrono's death in Chrono Trigger in the narrative. And then it does feel like, I mean, right now I'm obliged to have Victor, but also I'm probably going to wind up using Victor a lot anyway, because I like him. Okay, hold on. One of us has the killer orb, right? Yes. Because I want to put that on Victor. Because it's nice that he can do double damage with his current orb. Like guaranteed double damage. But it's double damage at the cost of automatically missing the next turn. So it's really the same amount of damage over time. Oops. Stallion should put that leather armor on. I may be a member of the Liberation Army now, but I still can't believe how much the Emperor has changed. That was our villain last time. Yes, like it's clear. It has one very clear application. Same amount of damage over time, but twice as much damage right now. But I think we'll see how much the Killer Orb does, but there's definitely a case to be made for just doing your regular amount of damage, except more frequently doing criticals. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that. Is everyone at full health? Valeria, not quite, but certainly not damaged enough. And Gremio's, you know what? For Gremio's sake. Well, I finally opened my inn, but I haven't got time to prepare food. If only there was some skilled cooks around. We're working on it. I might as well save. What if I immediately stumble into, I find the optional, like, emerald weapon type boss or something? Lose all of my inventory management progress? And then down here, I believe we have a prison down here. Now, what was the spell again? It's completely slipped my... Oh, well. Ooh. No, I don't believe we need to be teleported anywhere, Vicky, but thank you. Oh, now this is a surprise. What brings you here? I'm just walking around talking to everybody, man. I'm a leader. Hey, how you holding up? I'm holding up just fine. Like inventory management, the game. You need a better system. But yeah, like there's always, maybe not always, maybe always, like there's tons of potential for taking established genres and then doing games, especially games that have lots of NPCs. Yeah. That's definitely that's an idea with real potential, for sure. Wait. Fairly simple example of classic example of grabbing an NPC. Not even an NPC. I guess it's actually a player character. But the Tornico or Tulun's Mystery Dungeon. The first of the Mystery Dungeon games, if I'm remembering correctly. Please listen to me. I happen to be an inventor. After much hard work, I've devised something that surpasses even the work of the dwarves. But not a single castle lord understands the significance of my creation. What did I invent, you ask? I call it an elevator. Holy shit. I think we've seen that dialogue before, but... What? You? You are the leader of the Liberation Army. Why, of course I'll assist you. Liberating inventions require a liberated world. He's going to stand up to the corrupt imperial government because they're not willing to make a significant... Oh, of course. All right. Yeah. Like an open world type RPG like Ultima 5, but like with the actual like management of the liberation movement would be very cool. Yeah, those Tulun's Mystery Dungeon, very fun game. I have to win 5,000 potch off him. No, like, why would I need to know how to play this game that is entirely based in chance? Okay. No, I'm not sure. All right. Let's just get right down to business. I'll put 1,500 on the line. If I get below 10,000 potch, we are going to the inn to throw down a save. That's an automatic loss, right? And it costs him triple. So I'm almost done. Yeah, really, that would be a really good way to establish, like, you know, the RPG progression you generally want of, you know, starting out weak and becoming strong, but with a different spin. Like, it's not, you start out, you can't beat enemies in certain regions, or you can't handle certain dungeons. Like, when you start out, like, going to town is like a high stress thing. All right, if we win this, we get Gaspar. Come on, just roll the 3 ones. No score. Ha! There. Absolutely. You're a lucky guy. And lucky guys can accomplish anything. I think I'll throw my chips in with you. Yeah, I was on the Avocado Games cast once, and I was too tired when it was actually happening to make the connection. But the game that I talked about that I was playing was Pool of Radiance. And then later on, we got into a discussion of Dragon Age 2, which I really like. And I realized that those two games have a lot in common, specifically in being RPGs that are built around a single city, a single location. And obviously, Dragon Age, much more developed on the narrative side. But Lady Odessa is dead? I can't believe it. Well, believe it, son. I am Lady Odessa now. We managed to escape the attack on our hideout and fled west, but Milich and his men chased us down. Is that castle across the lake the new Liberation Army HQ? Flik should stop being so stubborn. That's true. Flik was being a jerk. That castle in Torrent is now the Liberation Army's headquarters. They've renamed it Odessa Castle. Pretty cool, if you ask me. The Liberation Army may be small now, but someday. That's what Lady Odessa always used to tell us. I do, like, this game is doing a pretty good job of revisiting the same places, but then keeping up with the plot. Because of, like, budget cuts, the development cycle, and so on, obviously, one thing Dragon Age 2 is terrible at is having anything interesting when you leave the town. Like, all the dungeons are just hallways, they're very generic. There's no cool locations. Whereas the countryside in Pool of Radiance is filled with interesting things and encounters and stuff. Well, got a pointy hat for Stallion. And yeah, I remember when I played Pool of Radiance, like my biggest disappointment, and it's almost unfair to hold a game from 1988 to these expectations. Ooh, look at me go. Thanks to Stallion, we're just cruising along the world map. Very nice. No idea where I'm going, as mentioned. Wonder where Master Matthew ran off to. Such a shame. He was a great teacher. The kid sure does miss him. Want to join the Liberation? Your kid can see him again. So, we will remove Victor's clone orb, because we're going to give he's living the gimmick. Alright, we'll find out how this critical hit rune works out for Victor. I should throw down a save, just because save now when we're playing the game. And then I gotta remember where, maybe it's here. No. Oh, sorry, my friend, but I'm actually only here to ask you to write down a detailed record of everything I've done recently. What? You, leader of the Liberation Army? You sure you aren't pulling my leg? Hey, we need a good cook. Ah, I see Madame Marie has joined the Liberation Army. And now that's someone I'd be happy to work with. Commander James, how about I join your army too? Fighting isn't the only important skill, you know. Now tell that to the U.S. Secretary of Defense. Thank you so much. I'll cook up exquisite meals to make your mouth water. Boom. There. As Marie requested. I heard the Imperials attacked the Liberation Army's hideout. But at least it seems Odessa's safe. As long as she's fine, we're fine. Oh, buddy. Sorry, but I'm busy right now. Hey, you. Why don't we have some fun together? I mean it. My family's rich, you know. What? Seriously? Of course. I'm the son of Lepant of Kuan. You've heard of him, haven't you? Sure you're not lying? Excuse me, are you actually Lepant's son? Sorry, I'm busy right now. And then we get this dialogue again. You should never assume, I guess, but I definitely read Sheena until he said that he was Lepant's son. I was definitely reading Sheena as a woman. Okay, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that probably the secret of oh, we've got Gaspar now. Take that off. I'm almost positive we did whatever Kirkus said. Gotta find Lorelai and see if we're impressive enough for her yet. Yeah, absolutely. Or even like, you know, and it's not like a quest where you're just hopping from one cool location to another. Can't be fun. But it does impede the cohesion of the world. And like for a game like this, like where the story is supposed to be about a liberation army, it would not make a lot of sense if we were just, you know, making a tour of a world map. It's you. You're the one who took Master Matthew. Don't try to hide it. Master Matthew said he'd never get involved in another war, but you just had to drag him back. Why? It was Matthew's choice. Liar. There's no way he'd choose war. Forget it. I'll ask Master Matthew myself. Where is he? Odessa? You mean the castle on Lake Torin? You better not be lying to me. Okay. We are building that army. I wish Master Matthew would come back. Do you think he will once I finish all my homework? Not gonna give you false hope, kid. I wish Master Matthew would hurry up and come home. I was gonna marry him. Mr. Matthew, I finished all my homework. Please come back now. Look, I'm sorry, kids. We're not putting him on the front lines, so he should be back one day. I suppose I should get some healing items onto Stallion. I was disappointed. Sorry, the thing I was saying about Pool of Radiance was that the one thing that kind of disappointed me was that I wanted to see more. Is the water orb the one that Cleo already has? There might be a case for buying another one of those at some point. What is our antitoxin situation? We haven't encountered a lot of poison. But, yeah, okay. We're going to be okay with the poison situation. And yes, Cleo does have the water rune. And this one's the water orb. Is it better or worse? Maybe I will buy it later on. For now, I'm gonna hold off. Okay, so Lorelai, if I'm remembering her name correctly, is probably in the city to the south. Just let it go. There's no big reward for killing. Actually, you know what? I suppose I should do some fights just to grind up Stallion. There's where we wanted to go. Kuan. I never doubted Master Lepant. Now I hear he's chased off that military commander craze. This village has always managed just fine, even without a military commander. I heard even Master Lepant's joined the Liberation Army. Is she just in here? Yes. What do you think, Lorelai? Who are you? The Liberation Army, huh? I see. Eh? Let me think. She takes my measure. Fine. You look pretty strong. So I'll join you. We got her. She's locked down. Okay. Clear one from the log. She doesn't waste her time with weaklings, but that's no longer us. I believe this is just the telling. I think I just left that from before. But what if that is the new thing? I don't think it is. Anyway, let's see what else is going on in town. This was the military commander's mansion. Oh, there's still fights in here. Damn it, LePen. Well, fight the robot soldiers for the reason that I was saying. Valeria's rune is crazy. Just triple damage automatically with no downside. She feels like the one cavalier or knight or whatever, like the horseback unit you always have at the start of any Fire Emblem campaign. The one adult character who like starts at a really high level. You very quickly realize you shouldn't use them much because they're on a worse trajectory for stat growth than all the other players, and also denying experience points to your characters that you do want to develop. Okay, out of here. We don't want to do a dungeon again. This place is no, this is just a little house that we already went in. Hey, Mom, welcome. Happy Saturday. Yeah, things are pretty good. I'm having a great day, except, the lingering sadness of Abra's recent passing. And then during the starting soon screen, my phone was like, hey, you want to look back on your memories of June 14th last year? Which turns out to have been the day that Astra passed away. So that stuff's not great, but what can you do? Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, things are well. And I hope things are well with you. The ornament is a hex doll. And the hex doll sells for practically nothing. Oh well. Fortunately, we made all that money gambling. You have to do the gambling minigame again to recruit the guy. But this time, the dice were on my side. He was like, if you can win... Okay. So, the forest southeast is just going to be the passage. Right. Okay. Let's see. Is this worth it for leveling Stallion? We'll find out. Oh ho! Thank you, Cedric. Well, I guess now I won't bother selling, especially the one. Well, I probably sell a lot fewer of these. Yeah. In general, I found that true. So far, okay, yes. That pinned dialogue I have. Saw an elf. I really did. Walked out of the forest. Damn it, no one believes me. Okay, so that dialogue that I left pinned in the log from Kirkus does not pertain to anything current. And so, either there was dialogue that I've forgotten and I didn't pin for some reason that I've already seen that told me what to do next, or I was supposed to talk more to the folks. We'll figure it out. I mean, ultimately, like I said, I don't have a ton of time today because I started late, but don't really have the capacity to go much later than I normally would. Yeah. So, ultimately, if all I do is we took care of the inventory management at the start, and then we wandered around and recruited a bunch of new people, could be worse. It's nice to know that we're gated to the north. Am I supposed to cross this giant bridge? The name Garan sounds familiar, but if we're gated, that's helpful too. Aha! Now that's a familiar face. Still keeping up with what I taught you about using that staff. So the stories are true, James. You really are the leader of the Liberation Army. No, I'm not judging. It's the path you've chosen. Still, I'd hate to imagine what Teo would think. All right, kiddo. Your old pal Kai has got your back. As a master with his bow staff, I'm worth at least 100 men. Ha 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 ha. Boom. You are entering General Milich's domain. Do not advance any further. Thanks, gentlemen, for clarifying the bounds of where I can explore at this moment. Yeah. So yeah, these parties weren't even doing much for, which I guess makes sense because Stallion is already level 16, so he's around or even past where we were when we were here. Okay. So, am I likewise gated still to the north? And if so, do I sail the ship somewhere else or do I go back to the tower and try to find dialogue? Well, step one, find her. Can we still not go north from Quaba? Oh, well, I won't be stating my business. So, okay, good. Good and bad. Didn't find what I'm supposed to be doing, but also geographically constrained in this region. So either there's somewhere else I can sail my boat to, or I gotta go back. Nice. I've done very, very little recruiting. In fact, quite literally, I recruited one character to accomplish the you must recruit at least one character quest. That's all I've done so far as recruiting goes. Okay. I'm gonna return to the fort for 2 reasons. Huh. Does it always show this cool shot? Yes. Okay. Good. Yes. The small size of my army is definitely... Oh, this is so cool. That guy got right to work. I guess we'll go all the way to the top floor. And let's just see. Does anyone have any dialogue that's new? Well, sooner than last time, Pi, because we've hired a chef. So there will be something. Let's take stock quickly. It would be nice if the game just kept a running count for you, but okay. You know what? I can do this faster if first I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it shows you 16 at a time. Oh no, but when you scroll down, I will reach that point fairly soon. I gotta get back to Unicorn Overlord. It's just, it's been a fucking time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, cool. I wonder, have I ever played a game on the Magnavox Odyssey 2? Yeah, when you first started talking about your playthrough, and then at some point when you gave us an update, it was all right. Now I'm disassembling the units every time. And at that point, I was like, okay, there we go. I was surprised you weren't doing that right from the start. I suppose what Master Matthew says must be true, but I still can't forgive you. Well, I'm sorry, Apple. Hey, Matthew. I would like to switch party members. Who am I going to ditch for the moment? I'm actually going to... But you can just, like, if I'm recalling correctly, it has been a few weeks since I last played the game. You can, pretty quickly disassemble any individual unit, right? Although it certainly would be handy for those who like to rebuild the units. When I get back to the game, I do need to rebuild my units because I finally hit a battle that's hard for me to beat. Welcome, welcome. Take a look at this. Isn't it amazing? Outstanding, dude. I can't remember what it is on the PlayStation 5. Thinking about if you noticed for a moment there, I was walking at normal speed. It's because, oh hey Kuro Mimi. Commander James, Kuro Mimi look forward to serving you in battle. Hey, what's up? How about a practice match? No, we're actually... This is a serious situation, old man. Just want to mainly find the newbies right now. See what they have to say. Hey, Gaspar. Probably just ripping coins, rolling dice. It may be silly, but that's what I'm passionate about. This actually, of all the recruits so far, Gaspar seems like the most questionable choice. Just kind of seems like he'd be, you know, corrosive to morale. To have a gambling guy. This lack of fighting is making my sword arm antsy. Well, we'll do some more fighting. Hey, Lorelai. My journey doesn't end here. I must forget it. There's no point in talking about it. Yes, I know that, Meg. I know that very well. Okay. I think we talked to all the newbies. No, we didn't find the chef. Is he in the inn? I'll cook up something that'll give us strength to every last one of you. That's my contribution to the war effort. It's very important. Wars are won on logistics. Same dialogue, yep. Thanks, Quanda Rosman. Important to note, he was under the Emperor's control when he... Or not the Emperor, but you know, the Emperor's sidekick's Vizier lady magic. He was compulsed. He did not mean to. He had no agency in committing that brutal genocide of the elves. I would not have redeemed him. I would have said, no, sorry. I'm not even sure, like, is it important to me to get all of the recruits? Maybe not. But I'm going to try. I'm going to get as many as I can. But I will draw the line at forgiving someone for murdering an entire village of people. I'm principled like that. In Pool of Radiance, I wanted there to be more change as the quest progressed. The thought that I kept failing to complete from long ago. And like there were some changes. It was just specifically, I was really disappointed when I cleaned out the slums and like a bank didn't appear in the slums. Not just because it would have been cool for the slums to actually be reclaimed and New Flan to expand, but also because, boy, it would have been nice to have a way to just set some money aside and then take it later if you need it in that game. It's kind of intrinsic to the D&D economy to just be broken. I don't think I've ever been in a D&D campaign where it felt important that we were keeping track of all the money. Okay. Can we get Sheena? Sorry, I'm busy right now. Hey, you. Why don't we have some fun together? I mean it. My family's rich, you know. Hey, Sheena. Uh-oh. Dad? I thought you were going on a journey to broaden your horizons? Well, as you can see, by broaden your horizons, you meant chasing after women? You come with me, I'll knock some sense into you. Ah! All right. Quit pulling my ear, I was about to say. Instead of beating him around, you should do the proper traditional dad thing and yank him by the ear. My father has never yanked me by the ear or done anything physical to me. But childhood memory of mine is another kid on the street who was a teenager at the time when I was a kid. Yeah, that's, like I said, it's one element that I've just never seen really any of the campaigns, different DMs, ones I've done myself. Just the money thing just never really seems important. Oh, Lepant actually left the party to drag his son by the ear. Yeah, I remember as a kid, there was a family on the street. The father was a first-generation Russian immigrant. The kids were Canadian, like they were born here. And I just remember when one of them, possibly Paul, but it's not important, being in trouble, and his father being like, something, you have done this, and now I pull you by the ear, and like dragged him into the house. His kid was laughing as he did this, in my memory at least. So it wasn't some big horrifying situation. I agree with Flik. You're not our leader. I didn't go in this house before. Flik is inside. He's in a state of shock. So perhaps this is actually what we're supposed to do next? Hey, Flik. Ready to... James. Victor. Been expecting you two. Forgive me, Flik. I failed Odessa, and now she's... Quit blaming yourself, Victor. Odessa used to say to me, you should be more aware of your role as leader. Those words have been coming back to haunt me. Perhaps she knew her death was imminent, and yet I couldn't live up to her expectations. Flik. I've been so enraged by her death, I even forgot my purpose for coming here. No wonder she gave up on me. James, I still cannot accept you as our leader. But now is not the time for personal grievances. Actually, if you're not accepting me as your leader, that's not just a personal grievance. That's like a serious command, like chain of command issue in the Liberation Act. That's why I want to ask. Will you fight alongside us? Okay, yes. You can be like an allied unit. Sure. Of course. Good. Thank you. Now we can rescue those we left behind. Well then, I'll assemble our troops and take them to the castle on the lake. James, we should head back to the castle too. Thank you, Victor. Okay, great. That worked out. Yeah. Like, I gotta wrap up fairly soon, so like short session, but productive. And eventually I stumbled my way into being on track. So that's good. Well, I'll take the stairs this time because I'm not sure what floor will feature an obviously significant conversation with Flik. Gone out here today? Oh, yeah. Hopefully Flik didn't just wander over into that tower. Just wind up in a duel to the death with Quanda Rosman. Who's this guy? Oh, it's Sheena. There's some fine women here in the Liberation Army. Don't you agree, James? Personally, Cleo's my type of gal. As a leader, Sheena, I can't be ogling the troops. Commander, yeah, I thought you might have some new dialogue, Lepant. You know. My son's such a womanizer that he even presents himself like you'd think he was a woman. You just spoke to him. He loves women that much. Besides, as Cedric pointed out earlier, that if what's his name? Mies. Yeah, Mies finds it too cramped. He doesn't need to stand right next to Mass, but also you don't even need to stand, guys. You have a surplus of stools. I suppose, in hindsight, I should have anticipated the important conversation would take place in the important conversation room. Looks like everyone's here. Now then, listen up. After the attack on our hideout at Lannenkamp, I fled west towards Milich's domain. Milich. You're speaking of Milich Oppenheimer, the flower general of the 5 great generals. Right. I was gathering the scattered remnants of the Liberation Army. Suddenly, the Empire intensified their crackdown on the rebel factions. Many of our comrades were captured. That was when I heard about the new Liberation Army and made my way here. Pardon me. We must fight together to liberate Milich's domain in the west. Well, good news, because I know exactly where the bridge to that domain is. Agreed. If we'll combine Sir Flik's forces with our own, we should be able to break through the entrance to the west, Gaian Fortress. Commander James, what do you think? Very well. Let's prepare to depart. Understood. We will begin preparations immediately. But not so immediately that I can't. No, so immediately. Oh well, what are you gonna do? It's the conquest of Gaian Fortress. Liberation Army? Never heard of it. Huh? You mean the guys who defeated General Quanda's army? This is it, young master. Please be careful. Let's go, Pawn. Right. Come on. Here we go. Well, let's start with the sending out the thieves. Hopefully they don't fail. And, we can get a leg up if we can successfully predict what they're doing. Leave it to me. The enemy will use a bow attack. Good luck. and bow attacks are thwarted by swords. So let's charge. And then, who's doing the charge? Well, Commander's team. I'll lead the first charge. Everyone, let's go! And they are doing a bow attack. The thief came through. This ain't a war, it's a moida. I mean, we came out ahead. But not like remarkably ahead. But I mean, I guess that's war. Nonetheless. If our other thief comes through, what else do we have? Strategists increase the power of charge attacks. And the merchants can make enemy soldiers change sides. Why do I have to fight? You don't. The enemy will use... Sorry, I couldn't find anything out. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? Let's... roll the dice. Hopefully they're doing a charge. We'll find out. True Wind Rune. Demonstrate your power. They're doing a charge. Well, this one was not difficult. Although we did lose thousands of people. Congratulations. Our forces were victorious. We did it! We beat the Imperial Army. The Liberation Army is won. Who's this we, Flik? Are you saying you're gonna join the Liberation Army, Flik? Ha 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 ha! Is that all they've got? Turns out the Imperial Army is all bark and no bite. Victor, literally like a few days ago, we saw them raise an entire village. Phew! Oh, young master, are you okay? Good old Gremio, you sure haven't changed. Master James, let's attack immediately and finish them off. Wait, Commander James. We shouldn't charge in blindly without understanding our opponent's strategy. I suggest we send out a reconnaissance team to assess the situation. Perhaps a party of no more than 6 soldiers. No, we've caught the enemy off guard. This is our chance to attack. All of you, follow me. Damn it, Flik. And immediately it's another battle. Battle at Scarlatisha Castle. There's not a ton to these battles, but they're fun. Fools, I shall show you just how wonderful my Antoinette is. Be careful. Something isn't right. Oh no. Well, I hope this, just as a general rule, I hope it's not a battle you have to lose because they have a trick up their sleeves. Leave it to me. We shall see. The enemy will use poison pollen. Good luck. What does that mean? I think we use bows because maybe it's magic? Or it's a special gimmick that we can't do anything about. Let's find out. Keepers of the forest, the soldier beauties, the adventurers, the cooks, kobolds, and pal. Sounds like we're getting one more kobold and maybe one other non-human friend. Well, obviously, we'll set the elves to it and see what happens. Time to show you what an elf can do with a bow. Yes, it's a massive slaughter. God damn it, Flik. It's no use. All forces retreat. So that was a guaranteed loss. Fortunately, I don't think they're... Perhaps that's why the bow attack power is so very low. Those damn roses. We can't get anywhere near the enemy. This is not looking good. Plus the like 6,000 people that just died, Victor. Or maybe they're just traditional casual, they're all just sick bay recovering. Perhaps we should send out a reconnaissance team after all. All right, I'm coming along, James. I'll join you as well. I've yet to accept you as my commander. Well, Flik, maybe one point I could make is that my chief strategist counseled against everybody rushing out to get slaughtered, and you thought that we should go get slaughtered. This will be a good opportunity to observe if you truly have what it takes to be a leader. Well, come along. And of course, I will go too, young master. Gremio, stay here. What are you talking about, Victor? Who will protect the young master if I'm not there? Don't you get it, Gremio? James can take care of himself now. He's the leader of the Liberation Army, for crying out loud. Not some kid who needs your protection. But that's no reason why I shouldn't go with you. After leaving my village, I spent years traveling from place to place. I met folks from all walks of life, experienced all kinds of things. That's why I sometimes get these hunches. Gremio, you gotta stay here. This must be some kind of joke. Young master, you wouldn't actually leave me behind, would you? No. Let's trust Victor's hunch. Stay here, Gremio. Young master, are you in on this joke as well? No, it's just... Okay, it's a Morton's fork. Stay here, Gremio. Or maybe not. Let's try. I'll see. I swore an oath to your father that I would keep you safe no matter what. Please, young master, take me with you. I swear on my life I will protect you. Just stay here, Gremio. I can enjoy grumpiness as a character trait, but it doesn't mix well with like being obviously wrong and stupid. Like, for a grumpy character to be lovable, they really need to be the one who's, calling it like it is. Give it up, Gremio. You'll only get in the way. Young master. Okay. Fine. It's a Morton's fork. I wanted to make sure because if, saying stay here, Gremio, 4 or 5 times eventually worked and didn't just loop the dialogue, that would suggest to me that Gremio dies if you bring him, which is hopefully not the case. Please remove one party member. I'll remove Eileen, because I never really intended her to be in the party. Or should I yeah. Ooh, or do I want... I think for now, I will remove Eileen. Thank you, young master. Gremio's joined the party. I do my little come along twirl. Kindness alone doesn't make a leader, James. Victor, you're standing right here. You know that I tried to hold the line. Would you like to switch party members? No, I'm happy now. Safe travels. Okay, I got a bit of time left. Probably not the amount of time necessary to complete this segment. And of course, yeah. Flik is under-equipped. Shouldn't be surprised. Does anyone have some armor on them that Flik might benefit from? No. Well, we'll see what happens. Formation probably needs to change. I had a feeling Flik is a short-range dude. Put Gremio right in the middle. So I feel like he's more protected. And this perilous situation. Okay. And now we're on a little journey. Run is back instead of just let go. So we've got some enemies that might actually help us get our characters caught up. Until you know what's going on. So we'll just do a bunch of attacks. Okay. Ooh! Mad Ivy is serious stuff. We'll also almost immediately reach a town. So I don't think there's any good reason not to. Just heal everybody up. Good work, Flik. There. And then a much less impactful attack. There we go. There we go. Stallion gains a solid 4 or 5 levels. Gets into the 20s. TN. Okay, good. We can throw in a save here. Ahem. This is the town of Lac Virginite. To the south lies the village of Premier Amour, and to the west, the town of Bière Blanche. These wonderful names were conceived by General Milich Oppenheimer, one of the 5 great generals. So obviously I don't want you to like tell me a later one. Have I encountered one yet that you don't think is great? The name's Hellion. You're James, aren't you? Yes, I know who you are. I may not look it, but I too wield the might of a rune. That soul eater of yours possesses infinite power, but also evil intent. I'm curious to know the nature of what guides this power. So how about it? Will you let me look into your future? Perhaps it might be something we'll talk about later. Either when it happens live, and you say, there, that's what I meant. So far, I've found it, like, it's not the most exciting narrative, but it's good so far. The beats have been good. And they don't deserve that, the main credit they deserve for the overarching narrative is just having the idea of being like, yeah, let's just do the water margin. But I do like the focused political liberation that's all about. Yeah, I have heard that the gameplay goes downhill. I had not heard, conversely, that the storytelling gets better, but I can believe that. There are plenty of, techniques that don't guarantee better storytelling, but that when used well, make for better storytelling that just aren't there in the RPGs of 1996 or 1995. Ah, it's a shame. Not for free, of course. I'll lend you my strength in return. Do we have a deal? So wait, hold on. The price you're charging me is that you will join my army? Okay. Much obliged. I'll head to your castle. And by the way, my power is called Recall. If you use this blinking mirror, you can return to your headquarters whenever you please. Great. Well, I'd be more concerned if, oh man, not sure we should have recruited this lady. She was offering total recall. then is there actually just free treasure to swipe from the inn? Oh, so we do get the blinking mirror. She had to actually she's an old lady. She just want to bend over, go rifling through the chest. She told us it was there. That's good enough. Yeah, I like the whole, the Emperor isn't evil. He's just, weak and manipulated. And the rebellion has to restore the mandate of heaven kind of narrative. Even though, personally, I think you should have a republic and not an emperor. I think that Total Recall is probably the weaker of Paul Verhoeven's trilogy of American science fiction action satire films. But that's whatever the opposite of damning with faint praise is. Praising with faint condemnation. It's not as good as RoboCop and Starship Troopers, two excellent movies. South of Recon, Premier Le Mort. There used to be a famous doctor named Liukan. They say there's no medicine that he cannot make. Even one that makes us immune to... Oh, really? I don't find that unbelievable. He's certainly got a style. You're part of the Liberation Army, aren't you? I knew it. Now, come on. You gotta hurry up and liberate this town. Let me cook, man. Don't say you heard it from me. You know that poisonous fog surrounding Scarlattisia Castle? I heard there's a fellow who can create an antidote that renders the fog harmless. Oh, don't worry, buddy. I won't say that I heard it from you because somebody else told me about the doctor and I was already putting it together in my mind that I bet he can make a medicine that makes us immune to the poison. Which is great. Way better than if the entire Liberation Army had to pee themselves and then put their underwear over their face and charge. Who the hell are you guys? Liberation Army? Never heard of you. Got no interest in such things. All I care about is boats. I welcome any job so as long as it's worthy of my skills. Okay. You guys again? What do you want this time? I thought maybe I'd, tell you about my boat and then you join the Liberation Army, which... Research in progress. No visitors allowed. Signed, The Alchemist, Gamandal. Excuse me, ma'am. I hate the name Lac Virginity. Wish they'd change it back to Tayen. Well, if it comforts you at all, it is still Tayen that displays when people come into the town. My name is AK. I'm a master of martial arts, and I respect only the strong. Are you strong? Nope. You're about 12 levels short. Absolutely. Okay. I'm not sure. No, I don't think there's... Pinning the 12 levels, I'm not going to remember what level I was. So I'll just pin the general idea. There's another dude. I need to hit level 40 before I can recruit IK, whatever. Get on the boat. Don't get on the boat. Is this my boat? Or can I just invade somebody else's boat? No, it's my boat. Cool. Good to know. Somebody brought it here for me, which makes sense. We have a growing army. Somebody can manage the boat transportation. All right. Hold on. Actually, I don't need to go back and talk to him. The log saves 100 messages. We'll meet this doctor. That's the That's the next storyline quest. So... no, wait. Again, there's a friggin' log. I don't need to go back and talk to the guy. But the guy who told me all the new French-derived town names, I think told me a bit about where they are. To the south is Premier Le Mans. So let's go south. And along the way, do some fighting. What does Flik have? Oh, he's got the lightning rune. Cool. That makes sense. Why not? You know what? Hey, Tashtari! I thought of it as a boast. Okay, this is the town that has the best love. Top of the line love. Whew. Good job, Victor. Critical hit. The Fog of Deception didn't seem to do much for us, but I think we'll be okay. Beautiful. And Stallion gets another 3-4 levels. Up to 25. You really got to do it that way. If you're going to have a... Good. The Blinking Mirror is a party item. Because it sounds like the kind of thing we're going to want to have on hand. Ooh, headgear is a big boost. The whole time we've had these pointy hats, I don't think we once encountered balloon status. And here we are, Premier L'Amour. You're looking for Master Liukan too? Well, you won't find him. The good doctor lives hidden deep in the mountains. You don't say, sir. Hey, Gremio, write that down in the log. Pin it. I came all this way because I heard there was a famous doctor here. I thought I could finally find a cure for my child's illness. Well, geez, I'm sorry that's not working out for you, ma'am. Hello, sir. I'll be back to talk to you. There's no... Where's the pub in here? Have you seen my cat anywhere? Well, if I found your cat, little girl... Oh, jeez. Here's the pub. There's nobody there, although one table's got a full meal served and the other table has a wine bottle open. That blowhard Jabba. He's always bragging there's nothing he can't appraise, but guess what? He's failed once before. You don't say. Hey, Jabba. I'm Jabba. I'm an expert appraiser, second to none. If you can find something I can't appraise, I'll do whatever you ask of me. As soon as he was like, this guy's failed before. I had a feeling. I remember now. It was a long time ago. Jabba called it the Nameless Urn because he couldn't appraise it. Okay, do you remember more? Like, where it was... Okay. No, not quite. But okay. We need to find the Nameless Urn to recruit Jabba so that we have an appraiser in the Liberation Army. It was probably too much to hope for that Jabba's dialogue would open back up to say, I recall the Nameless Urn. I threw it into a well in whatever the third town was called. Okay. I wanted to just run around the town. Oh, cool. Does my ship just show up in any town that has a port when I show up there? Is this just also an exit to the town? It's not even an exit from the town. Can't do anything with the well. Dragon Quest 3 makes it very difficult to play another Japanese RPG and constantly see wells and not just jump in them. We don't have a gardener, I don't believe, or a painter yet. But it certainly seems like we might at one point. Okay, come on, kitty kitty. Is there a place over here? Perhaps not. Okay. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled for a cat. Wait, was it possibly... Like I said, I'm currently being avoidant of saying too much or thinking too much about the loss of Abra. But I will say that one real weird thing about it all is like when Astra died, it was horrible because Astra died. But Abra dying feels like Abra and Astra died. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, God. But like, one thing I am taking comfort in is that I ultimately don't think I could say I have any regrets about their lives. You know what I mean? There was a time when I was, among other things... Thanks, Tashtari, yeah. It was, gone just out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't like her diabetes came back and got her, or even the cancer that she had. We think it was probably cancer, but it was not the injection site sarcoma coming back. But just over a course of a couple weeks, she just went from Abra to... She was still Abra. She didn't withdraw or become taciturn or angry, which is important to me. But she did just slowly lose her appetite. And then started throwing up a lot. But yeah, so like I can't have any regrets about their lives because like, Astra was a few weeks shy of 16, Abra was a few weeks shy of 17. Oh damn it! I literally just finished saying it, and then boom, I get the balloon status. Fortunately, we picked up a needle. It often turns out to be the case in RPGs that for no reason that you'd really expect. Pop. The enemies that cause a certain condition, just for whatever reason, always carrying the items that cure that condition, or often. Sonia. What's this place? Hello, excuse me. Rumor is that there's a monster living in the depths of the prison dungeon. Some guy apparently got an opal off this creature. This place is strictly off limits to those without permission from General Milich. Understood. So like, yeah, there was a time in my 20s, especially when pretty early on when I got them, and then I split up with my now ex, who I got them with, and like I had the undiagnosed ADHD thing going on, so like I was capable of a lot of anxious thinking without even really characterizing it in my mind as anxiety, and also like, you know, I was doing the classic millennial thing of being underemployed. And put all that together. And I spent a lot of time worrying about, how am I going to take care of them? What if something happens? What if, Astra got sick once when she was like 6. And she just had an ear infection. But when she started throwing up, I remember I did not deal with it in like a, way that was strong. Like, I did what I needed to do, which was got her to the vet and put her out. But the night before we went to the vet, I was just convinced there's nothing it's gonna turn out like a cannon. I'm not gonna be able to help her. Like, they're gonna be like, it'll be $2,000 or something, and I won't be able to do it. And so it's an immense, it's a real achievement in my life now that I can look and say, for a decade and a half, the central organizing purpose or principle of my life was take care of these girls. And I did. I succeeded. I had beautiful, joyous lives. And not that I wouldn't, if given the option, have Abra with me still. But I said I wasn't going to do this, and now I'm doing it. I'm glad they weren't apart for too long. Okay, gotta stop. Okay. I'm also running out of time for the stream. So, okay. Collect myself. In fact, yeah, I gotta shut it down. Bummer that I, just from starting late, didn't get to do as much this time. But hopefully, we're back in the swing of things. And next week can go longer, and we'll liberate this castle. And we'll keep on collecting the stars. And, really digging this game. And I appreciate how brisk it is. Without, and it still feels epic. The story does feel like a great political epic. I mean, it's based on an epic novel. But yeah, digging this game. Yeah. I will, okay. Final thought with the cat thing is just that the corollary to, I can look back and say, I did it. It was my job to take care of them, and I did. Is that with them both being gone, it's suddenly what the fuck? What do I... Pourquoi? What is it? What am I doing now? It's an adjustment to... Because, when Astra died, it was horrible. But it didn't really change anything about my day-to-day life. Because I still had to, it didn't change what taking care of Abra was like at all. Because they were on the same schedule in life. So all of a sudden, even things that, it's not like I'm going to miss. But, last Tuesday, came home the day after we let Abra go. Came home from staff meeting. And I got home and I was like, well, I guess I should empty the litter box. Not change the litter box or clean it up, but literally just empty it out, scrub it, clean up the closet it was in, shut the door to that closet. It's weird. So I'm having a tough time, but I am doing my best to maintain perspective. Which is that, this is part of the deal. And at least I can say, neither of them ever suffered. The only bad thing either of them ever experienced, really. Asher had a couple of ear infections. I had cancer. But, really, Abra's bad experiences amount to once I accidentally shut her out on a balcony for half an hour, which I felt horrible about. But, and then she lost her sister. 2 bad things in almost 17 years. But it's not bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, I remain determined, even though my original plan for the academic summer even before my vacation this year was I'm going to hit the ground running. And in May, we're going to get some more stuff going on. We had less stuff going on in May. June is also not seeing any new stuff going on and also some canceled things. My hope is, if not this week, but probably this week, but if maybe this week, let me not even go so far as to say probably, but if not this week, the week after, to start like figuring out what is some stuff I'd like to add here, do here, change here. How can I, make the streams more fun or like even just what's on the agenda coming up? What extra things will I do during my vacation, and maybe I can get started on them. And so hopefully we'll get something going, maybe even just Lolo this week. But yeah, then I got to give it some thought, because like I don't have any other vacation plans. Next year, I was hoping this year to go, my friend Leah, who just moved home across the country. I was hoping to go and visit her and her husband. But financially, that probably seems like a thing to put off for a year. So this year, I still got nothing, but I can't just be like sad and frustrated like last year. Even if, there'll be some sadness. So figure something out and get some things going on. And yeah, who knows? Definitely, and your mileage may vary on whether this is like a positive thing, but definitely gonna get the drag stream rate up, particularly because I am accelerating my makeup learning. So we're not that far off from the day when I can just do it without needing Danielle to help me, and then that frees me up to do it more. But also, Danielle and I doing it together have, at least for like a quick look to do on a stream, have really got our time down. So hopefully more of that, some more stuff, and onwards and upwards. Cool. So where do we go from here? Let me tell you. Tomorrow in the morning, I'm gonna play some Blueprints. It'll definitely be the shortest Blueprints session so far, I think, because unless last time I did it in the morning was also supposed to be a short session, and then the plans I was supposed to stop for got canceled, so it wasn't, because without a hard stop enforced on me, I don't think I could ever do a short session of Blueprints. But we'll play Blueprints in the morning, possibly for a short session, or maybe, no, I shouldn't even knock on wood hoping that our plans get canceled. But if they do, even more Blueprints. But we'll play some Blueprints tomorrow. Loving that game. Maybe some off the schedule Lolo at some point. Come Wednesday, Greg will be here, barring unforeseen disaster. I'll knock on wood for that. And when he comes, we're going to keep beating him up. Oh boy, we're getting close. In fact, let me go further than just saying we're getting close. Let me bust open my official Greg and James beat 'em up spreadsheet and actually give you the statistics, because oh my goodness, this is coming together. We have now played 118 games in our quest to play every beat 'em up release through 1993, and remaining on our list, after I delete the 3 games from the list that we just did, the 4 games. Jeez. So hold on. When I said 118, it's actually 119. Delete 4 games here. Gotta add them to their tiers and do all that stuff, but I'll get that work done before Wednesday. We now only have 14 games to go, of which 3 are Game Boy games we've already played, but I just got the link cable emulation working, so we want to see if, it does make a difference, the 2-player experience, to how we feel about the game. And also the Peacekeepers, which we're in the middle of. And we also are, we already played the Peacekeepers, but we're playing Rushing Beat Shura, the Japanese original, because it was actually substantially altered. So that's 4 out of the 14 remaining games that we'll knock off pretty quickly. And then that's just 10 more games. So we're a little bit behind because we had a bunch of disruptions. I had hoped by the time calendar summer started, we'd be done with phase 2, 1993. But it's coming. I feel a great sense of accomplishment, even though it's, it's the kind of accomplishment that does not matter in any way. But, one way to look at it is that nothing matters. So you might as well pick the things that you care about them. So yeah, we'll carry on and see if we can whittle that list down to at least 10. This Wednesday. Next Friday, again, barring unforeseen disaster, but I'm feeling good. Friday Night Frosthaven, finally finished that Thawdwood scenario. Gosh, I pray that we win. It's an interesting scenario, but it's not good, and I don't want to play it again. And also, I would like Jamie to have her victory in that scenario and then pass the reins back to me, and I'll tag her back in later. So there's that. And then, before you know it, it'll be Saturday. We'll play some Suikoden again. We'll find this doctor. We'll get an antidote to the poison. We'll liberate this castle. And we'll take another step towards liberating the entire empire. So that's it. That's it. I've lost my thought for a moment. What do I always say? That's it, that's all. That's all there is. If you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice. I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, when we're liberating that whole kingdom together, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.